Hey everyone, today's video is about when you get cold weak after getting hurt. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's get going. You, Bakugo, and Kirishima had been dating for a while now. The three of you fit together like puzzle pieces, complementing one another in ways that made your relationship feel strong and neutral. But with the highs came the inevitable lows, especially when your lives were filled with challenges and uncertainties. It all started after a confrontation with a neighborhood bully. He had cornered a group of kids at the local park, and even though you were there just to relax with your two boyfriends, you couldn't stand by and do nothing, and so you stepped in. It wasn't really an easy fight, and although you won, you got hurt pretty badly. Bad enough that Bakugo and Kirishima rushed you to the hospital afterwards.
Idiot. You should have just let me handle it.
Bakugo grumbled as he paced between your hospital bed. His brows were knitted in frustration, but you could see the worry in his eyes.
I'm fine, Katsuki.
You replied, your voice weak but firm.
Besides, I couldn't just stand there.
Kirishima, who was sitting by your bedside the entire time, squeezed your hand reassuringly.
You were so brave out there,
he said, his crimson eyes filled with warmth and admiration.
But Bakugo's right. You should have waited for us.
I can handle myself, you know. He murmured, though deep down you knew that they were right. You had overestimated your strength and ended up paying for it. After a few days, the doctors finally let you leave the hospital. Though your wounds were healing, you felt a heavy sadness hanging over you. Your mind kept replaying to the fight. How you gotten hurt. How you could have done so much better. Kirishima and Bakugo noticed your mood and decided to take you out for the day at the park to cheer you up. As the three of you sat on a bench, enjoying the fresh air and the sounds of kids playing nearby, you felt it a little lighter. Kirishima leaned back, his arm around your shoulders, while Bakugo sat with his arms crossed, but occasionally glancing over at you to check if you were okay.
See? Being out here is nice, isn't it?
Kirishima asked, smiling. You nodded, offering a small smile in return.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks for bringing me here. Just as things seemed to be settling, a voice called out from nearby.
Hey, isn't that the one girl who got hurt trying to fight off some random thug?
You turned to see a young woman walking over, her expression smug. She had clearly recognized you from the incident, but her tone was far from friendly.
Yes, it's me.
You replied cautiously, trying to ignore the sharp pain in your chest. The woman scoffed, crossing her arms.
If you couldn't even protect yourself from a guy like that, how do you expect to keep up with those two heroes?
She gestures towards Bakugo and Kirishima.
They are pro heroes, you know. You're just weak.
The words hit harder than any physical blow, making your stomach turn. You lowered your gaze, feeling your confidence unraveling. Before you could respond, Bakugo shot up from his seat, his eyes blazing with fury.
What the hell did you just say?
His voice was sharp and dangerous. The woman flinched, but tried to hold her ground.
I mean, it's the truth, isn't it? If she was stronger... Shut your damn mouth.
Bakugo growled, stepping forward.
You don't know anything about her, or what she's capable of.
Kirishima stood up too, his demeanor more controlled, but just as protective.
Listen, it's not cool to come over here and talk down to someone like that. She fought hard, and she's recovering. That takes a lot more strength than you might think it is.
The woman hesitated, clearly intimidated by the two boys, but she wasn't quite ready to back down.
But, no buts.
Kirishima interrupted, his voice firm but kind.
She's strong in her own way, and that's why we love her. If you don't get that, then you just don't get us.
Bakugo turned to you. his expression softening just a fraction as he reached out to grab your hand.
You're not weak. You're a hell of a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for.
Your heart swells at their words, the knot of insecurity loosening as you realize that they were right. He might not have been able to avoid getting hurt, but they didn't make you weak. You stood up, holding your head a little higher now. Thanks, guys, he said quietly, squeezing Bakugo's hand before turning back to the woman. You don't know me, and you don't know what I've been through, but I'm never weak. You say? The woman opened her mouth to retort, but Bakugo shot her a look that could have melted steel, and she quickly backed away, muttering something under her breath as she left. Kirishima wrapped an arm around you, pulling you close to him. You okay? He asked, pressing a soft kiss to the top of your head. Yes, you replied, leaning into his warmth. I am now. Baka was still standing with his arms crossed, gave you a sharp nod.
Good then. Let's not let idiots like her ruin the day.
And with that, the three of you continued to enjoy your time together in the park. The weight of the earlier encounter already beginning to fade. You know that no matter what challenges came your way, you had two people who believed in you. Two people who could always have your back. And with that, you felt stronger than ever. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, the three of you stayed close, the tension from earlier fading into a distant memory. You felt their presence anchoring you, reminding you of your worth, your strength. And in moments like this, you realized that being strong didn't mean never getting hurt. It meant standing back up, even when you felt like the world was against you. Kirishima stood up from the bench and stretched.
How about we grab something to eat? I'm starving after all this emotional stuff. Plus, you deserve a treat for putting up with us.
He joked. Bakugo rolled his eyes.
Well, yeah, let's go. But we're not going anywhere fancy. Last thing we need is some pretentious place charging us extra for a piece of steak.
You laughed softly, the sound filling the air. Well, I'm okay with anything, as long as we're together.
That's the spirit.
Kirishima cheered, his excitement infectious as he slung an arm over you and Bakugo.
Let's head up that ramen spot we like. Nothing says recovery meal like a giant bowl of noodles.
And just like that, you were dragged into your comfort place with Kirishima and Bakugo. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and goodbye!